I wish we'd never had labels, because political correctness, I feel, encourages people to quickly and easily pick a little tag out and label a person.
A conversation is one of the ways we get to know and understand each other. When faced with division, it's one of the ways to uplift unity. The Aiken Department of Public Safety and members of the community they serve came together for a conversation based around 6 questions that get to the heart of who they are, what they're passionate about, and what they hope for. This is Upliff Unity, presented by the Aiken Department of Public Safety.
My name is Aaron Dawes. I'm an administrative lieutenant here with Aiken Public Safety, and I'm originally from Aiken, South Carolina, born and raised. So.
I'm Barb Stafford. I've lived in Aiken for about 10 years, and I'm retired. Aaron, what's your story?
I'm from Aiken. Grew up in the Charlotte Heights area. Never went through North Aiken. Schofield was actually part of the first class to go to Aiken Middle School when it was originally built. And then went to Aiken High. Went to USC Aiken and actually started here at Public Safety in the cadet program, just painting fire hydrants and also working as a jump seat firefighter. And then just prior to my graduation, they had a job opening for a public safety officer, put in and kind of been working my way up the ladder from there. Became a sergeant on the shift, became a shift lieutenant, and then I moved over into the administrative position, and now I help with our career process and over our recruiting and hiring program. So I guess that's me professionally. Personally, I'm come from a pretty large family. I'm one of, and they'll be mad if I get it wrong, but one of 9 siblings. And I'm the dead middle child. We have a broad range. I always joke and say we have a sibling born across 4 decades. So if this is going out, I want to say to my brothers, I'm still mom's favorite. I might be the middle, but I'm number 1 in her heart. But we get together on a regular basis. My wife joked when we got married that the first thing she said was, well, we're going to have a small cookout. And I said, well, it's just going to be a small family gathering. And when we had 50 people show up, she was like, I thought you said small. I'm like, yeah, for my family, this is small. So, but that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's
What
nice.
about you? What's your story?
My story. I moved here about 10 years ago from Massachusetts. My career was in real estate, and I moved here because at the time the housing bubble burst, and I needed to move someplace. And so I had a list of questions and some criteria that I used to search online, and it came up with Aiken a lot.
Okay.
So I came first and looked, and it took me 2 years to sell my house.
Okay.
And so here I am, and I don't really have a big family at all, but I am the middle child.
Okay. So we got that in common.
So, yeah. So I'm here, I'm retired, and I do a lot of things. I have a neighborhood watch I started, and I like to participate with my community.
Okay.
As you know, I play golf.
So was golf what kind of drew you to Aiken? Or?
No, I only took up golf after I got here.
Okay.
I did other things, and so I said, well, why not?
So is there a moment in your past that had a significant impact in shaping who you are today?
Not one specific moment, but it's like one sort of specific thing that repeated itself several times. I moved around a lot.
Okay.
Growing up and right into adulthood. And this 10 years is one of the only 2 times of the longest span of years living in one community. So moving a lot from different states, growing up, and has really did a lot to shape who I am today, because over the years, I didn't think about it, of course, as a kid, but going into adulthood and looking back, moving around and going from state to state and not staying very long puts me in a position where you have to immediately understand your surroundings, see what you might like to do, how would you like to be involved, and then looking back on it, I realized that a lot of those first days of school were really rough.
Yeah.
So I think it has made me be more open to different cultures, to different ways of doing things, because it's like north, south, it was middle states, it was cities, and it was very interesting, but it's shapes me as a person, just as you're growing up shaped yours, different.
Oh yeah. I guess as far as me, a significant moment that impacted me, I guess, like you said, it wasn't really I can't really narrow it down to just one specific thing, but honestly, I'd probably say it would be, and I always joke that I say I kind of stumbled into this career field because when I went to school, I actually went to school for computer science.
Did you?
And, yes, ma'am. And in 4 years of working towards that degree, I realized I didn't want to do it. And then when I started here working as a firefighter, I really fell in love with the department, fell in love with the ideal of public service, and then actually truly fell in love, met my wife, and then, because I considered going into the military, but she told me she didn't want to be a military wife. So I really started looking at my options, and that kind of really guided me towards this career field here in law enforcement with public safety. So if I had to say, I honestly would say it would probably be finding this career field here. Well, I'd say would be one big significant moment in my life that kind of really molded me who I am. Outside of my parents and the way they raised me, I mean, they were a large impact there. But if I say one specific moment, I would say that.
I just have to say,
Oh.
I got a degree in computer science too,
Oh, do you?
and I didn't like it either.
Okay. Something I've wanted to do for a long time, I guess, honestly, would be going and buying a motorcycle, getting back into riding motorcycles. That's something
Do you have children?
I do. Well, that's part of it. Why I haven't done it, but not blaming my children. But my wife told me that she didn't want me to ride them, mainly because I have a history of totaling the motorcycles. Because when I did ride, I wasn't the safest rider. So I totaled a few, and she kind of told me that the next one needs to come with a bed. So that's why I haven't bought another one. And I'm a very religious person. Christianity plays a big part of my life, and I always say God sends signals, and it seems like every time that I had it in my mind, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to buy me a motorcycle. I had to work a motorcycle accident, and I'm like, you know what, I hear you, God. So that's one of the main reasons I haven't purchased one or got back into it yet.
That's solid reasoning.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. What about you?
I always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
I don't know why I haven't gone. It's big.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I don't know, really and truly, I think that maybe I was afraid to go by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I'm going.
You going? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for the pictures.
Okay.
If you asked for a miracle, what would it be and why?
I would really like to see climate change reversed, because we as human beings are messing up so much of our world, and if it were reversed, and even going back, if you remember when you were a kid, like the world is supposed to ebb and flow, like environmentally.
Yeah.
And with climate change, things are defrosting. We've got like all kinds of natural disasters. They're a lot larger than they should be. And additionally, it would indicate that people should kind of maybe get out of their cars and walk a little bit more. I mean, the ozone layer is extremely important to our survival, and I feel as though if it would be a miracle if it could be reversed, and because what's the alternative?
Yeah.
So that's my miracle.
A miracle I would like to see would be truly a miracle would just be the pandemic to just end, or to have never happened.
Yeah.
That would be the miracle that I would ask for right now. And the simple reason is I have very young daughters, and having to explain to them why we can't go to the park, why they can't go play. They just saw Odell Wheat's got a new playground area out there, and every time we drive by, they're like, well, can't we just go? And then they're trying to get me in trouble. They're like, well, mommy's at work, you can just take us, and she won't never know. And then there's the zip line they saw, but just little things like that, and having to really explain, I guess, explain why things are that way, having to have those conversations with them, because wanting to be honest with them, but really seeing that, I don't know, I feel like they're missing part of their childhood with this past year, how things have been.
When you think about all the important issues facing our country, is there one you think about most, and if so, why, and what would you like to see done about it?
I guess one of the issues I see, the things that it seems like we as a country have become very divisive, and we can't just agree to disagree, that just because we might not agree 100% on one thing, that we can't still be friends and move forward and come to some type of common ground, that it has to, that's one of the things that, I see that kind of issues that I see facing this country right now is just that little bit of divisiveness, but trying to find, that common ground so that we can move forward as a nation and as a community. I feel like we have a good relationship here in Aiken, and I feel blessed, watching the news and seeing things going on around. And every time I'm like, well, I truly feel blessed here in this community for the relationships that we have. So, but as with anything, I think there's always some room for improvement. So, trying to find ways to kind of move forward with that. I guess that's one of the biggest issue I see right now.
I think it's kind of what I'm thinking of is I really an issue would be, I wish in the country or the world, right? I wish I had never heard of. Wish there never would have been the catchy little phrase of political correctness, because I feel that it's just a shortcut to the easy way out. I wish we'd never had labels, because political correctness, I feel, encourages people to quickly and easily pick a little tag out and label a person. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's, like when you talk to your children and you say, like, use your words.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a lot better to say, to think about when you look at another person, what do you really want to say? Or do you just automatically pick out, like old white lady, or, like, or one that's that's okay to say in public?
Yeah.
So I think that we would be all a lot better off if we used our words.
Oh yeah, and I think it'll be a lot easier to get to some of the root causes of some of the issues if we're
like all the anachronisms and all that. It's like, go away and just let me think.
Yeah, remove some of the filters and then just get straight to the point. Yeah.
Yes, get straight to the point, or to at least get straight to the point by taking a little bit more time to consider.
Yeah. What's the most surprising thing that someone has ever done for you?
As I mentioned earlier, I had a career in real estate. It was residential real estate, and it was in Massachusetts, and I sold a piece of property. It was an antique, and it was a very difficult property to sell because of property lines and stuff like that. And so, but I sold it, and my client was really happy with me, and so she made me a whole quilt.
Oh,
it was
wow.
So nice. Yeah.
That was nice, because one of my aunts used to make quilts, and I just remember watching her. I know making a quilt takes a long time, and it's a tedious process, but
it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I don't know the exact year, but I was coming from the gym, and matter of fact, I was heading home, and a gentleman ran the red light, made a left turn, and hit me on the side of my car. Well, I was fine. I ended up pulling over. He turned around and drove off. But what I didn't know was somebody I had stopped like 2 weeks earlier and written a ticket to, but he told me he actually chased the guy down, and Highway Patrol ended up getting him stopped somewhere around the bypass. But the guy said, he said, no, the officer was, he said, I recognized the officer, and he was nice to me, but that was why he followed the car. So
that was nice.
Yeah, so that was just one of the surprising things. Once I actually figured out who the person was, don't ask me the name, it's been over a decade, but actually finding out who it was that followed the driver after they ran, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I wrote that guy a ticket, but he, and in fact, I know he was a Domino's delivery driver. I remember that much, but he just told me no, I was nice to him when I talked to him and dealt with him and everything. But just having somebody that will be willing to do that for me, I think it's kind of like we talked about, is the kind of the one coming to a common ground, getting to know each other personally, and building those relationships. That way we can move forward as a community. That way it's not we can get through some of those filters that we talked about and understand that we all have our own history, and then start moving forward together. So,
You know, it's a real opportunity to have a meaningful conversation instead of just, you know, the weather thing.
Yeah.
And to actually, you know, like, you don't, how many times do you have an opportunity to ask another person questions that are probing, that you have to think about them?
Yeah.
And you have to give an answer that would be worthwhile. So it's to me, it's an opportunity to say, like, well, it's meaningful.
Yeah. We're better together.
We're better together.
We're better together.
We hope you enjoyed that Uplift Unity conversation presented by the Aiken Department of Public Safety, and it inspires you to have your own. Don't forget to subscribe for more of Uplift Unity. Hit the notification bell too. Visit our shop at upliff.com to get your Uplift merch. And if you'd like to be on Uplift Unity, sign up at upliff.com. Thanks for watching.